Hello and welcome back. Susan Zummo here, originator of soul patterning, harmonics, and intuitive. All right. So last week was pretty heavy as far as the message went. So this week I thought we would do something a little lighter and see where that took us. Just a reminder that on July 12th, I will be doing the fifth portal, which will be accessing the inner healer. And I think that's pretty important and also pretty timely because I've been doing a lot of studying this year and learning new healing techniques and learning new and different ways to accelerate my own growth and support those who I'm working with in accelerating their growth and healing. So, more to come on that. But this time, when we get into the accessing the inner healer, we will be guiding you all who are in attendance on activating and accessing your highest healer within self. All right, so here we are. We're in June. We're heading into July quickly. And for those of us in the US, we're moving towards a time of July 4th, Independence Day. We are looking at the word freedom, fearlessness, commitment, right? All of the things that go with freedom, feeling free. We must make a commitment to our own freedom and what that means to each of us. So as we move into July, you know that right now we are at the mid-year. We are halfway through the year. And I always think that is a great time to do some reflection, to check in, to see where we are, to see where we're going, because based on where we have been from January to June, we can project where we're going to go when we get to December. Now is the time to re-examine, to recommit, to adjust, to tweak, to see where what we have done to this point, we are going to end up at the end of the year if we change nothing. Now, for some of us, we may want to continue doing what we're doing, and I think that's probably going to hold true for a lot of us. We may just want to reinforce, recommit, and redecide that this is the right path for us. Or we may look at our path and say, I thought I really wanted this, but I'm not so sure. I don't really want it anymore. And so we will tweak things, we will move things out and release things and add new things in. And again, I'm speaking within us. You may sit down and say, I really wanted to get this thing taken care of within me. I really wanted to work on this learning, or I really wanted to work on releasing this emotion or healing this aspect. And I need to recommit a little more. I need to dedicate a little more. I need to focus a little more. Sometimes we just need to remind ourselves what we set out to do, and that's all that's necessary. So for some of us, this year will be a year of preparation for next year. For myself, this is a year of setting up for the next phase of my life. So I'm in a learning year this year, taking courses. I think I have a class that I'm taking as a student just about every week this year. And in the weeks that I'm not taking those classes, I'm going to visit my children and my grandchildren and try to play as much as I possibly can. As I complete my courses, I will be opening up opportunities to work with others, especially when it comes to healing and accelerating their growth, right? Now, some of you may already be in your next phase. Some of you may be in the middle of your doing phase, your implementing phase, your action phase. Others may be in a resting phase. It's really important at this time to identify what cycle or phase you're in. First of all, to eliminate frustration, right? Because many times we think we should be somewhere else than where we are. So, knowing where you are, knowing that it is the right place to be and that you're in the right cycle and the right place is really important because it can release a lot of tension, a lot of expectation, and a lot of frustration from many of us. Depending upon what cycle you're in, you may need to, again, make some adjustments in your perception or your actions, and maybe just take a deep breath and relax a little bit, right? So, as we move into the end of June and into the beginning of July, this is going to be a time for us to really kind of sit back and play a little bit. Take a break from all the heavy stuff. Take a break from all the intensity that we've been going through. You know, if you follow astrology at all, then you know that things are lining up. Energies are intensifying, lots of tensions taking place astrologically. If you are aware of energies and frequencies, you know that we are being bombarded left and right. You know that there are solar flares that are shooting high frequency energies and radiation towards the planet, which again is going to instigate and they say disturb everything on the planet, right? And not disturb in a negative way, but just get things moving quickly, radiating. There is a lot going on. For those of us who are on a spiritual path, we are also calling in energy from our souls, from our higher souls, right? From our highest aspects. That energy is pouring into our bodies as well. All of these things are combining within us to instigate change, growth, higher frequency, to move us upward and onward. And so while we may welcome those things and want to work with those things, we still need to make adjustments. We still need to play. We still need to rest, and we need to balance. So however you define play, I want you to look at that, and I want you to bring some more of that into your life as we move into July. All right. I was told to reach out. New guides and new guidance will be coming in as we change directions or crystallize the directions that we are taking. I've got new guides coming in. I've been working with new guides and higher aspects of myself. And as I've said before, the guides that I am working with are either me on some scale, you know, from lower to higher, or further down on my timeline of evolution. Most of them are me and I am them. They are really not outside of me. But these new aspects that are coming in, that are providing guidance and support, are absolutely phenomenal. And I was told that this time is open to everyone as well. So please remember that you are never alone, that you have your current guardians, your current angels, your current guides. They are there with you, and there are more that are ready and willing to assist you, because we are all changing and evolving, whether we are in a body or not. And so anytime that we engage in higher aspects of ourselves, with our angels, with any light beings, we are all moving upward and forward. So reach out. I was told that greater changes in the world are yet to come. And so no matter what you have seen or have not seen, more is on the way. We have never, ever, ever been in this place in this time before. We are going through changes in an awake and aware state. So for those of you who follow histories, you know that the shifts in histories many times have happened when the collective has been, we'll say, asleep and not aware. Things have happened to people. People have followed what they were told to follow. People have been complacent in the majority, not in the minority. For those of you who are aware of Tartaria, you understand that there are histories that have taken place in this country that have been erased. Now, I'm not going to say one way or another what my personal belief is, but I will say this. There are many accounts that can be found by those who look for them of people who lived through times of great change. They did not resist. They did not participate. They reacted. They were herded. They were told where to go, what to do, how to behave. And in the greater collective, everybody agreed to that. Now, we know people don't agree to that on a conscious level, but on a soul experience and higher level, this was agreed to. We are not going to do that this time around. On a higher level and a soul experience, the agreement is that we will be active, awake, and aware participants. We will be co-creators in the great shift. So for this great shift, we are participant observers. And as participant observers, we have a responsibility to participate. So what does that mean? It means that we lift our frequency. It means that we hold a vision. It means that we bring light into our bodies. We open our heart centers. We expand love. We release trauma and pain, and we heal so that we can lift ourselves and others into a higher frequency and create a conscious change that will be for the benefit of all. So when we look at this time, we want to be awake. We want to be awake. And being awake is a good thing. Now, there are always going to be people who don't want to be awake. One of my favorite personal sayings is that everything in life is a bell curve. You're going to have those at the very front, those at the very back, and the majority in the middle. Don't let those at the very back pull you back, right? We're moving that bell curve further and further along a positive timeline, but we must participate. If we decide to become passive and do nothing to heal ourselves, to lift our vibration, to share love with others, and to love ourselves, then we're going to fall to the back of the line, and we are going to be at the other end of that bell curve. And if that's what we have chosen to do, then that's okay, right? When you look at a bell curve, whoever is at the top of the bell curve, or the front of the bell curve, they don't run to the back to see what everybody else is doing. They just hang out where they are, right? So in metaphysical terms, we call that finding my tribe. Everybody wants to find their tribe. Everybody wants to find their collective, because we want to congregate with those of light frequency and light mind. And so I'm going to tell you not to worry about everybody else, not to worry about saving everybody else or healing everybody else. Those who are drawn to you through your frequency and your vibration and your heart will naturally find you. Those are the ones that you want to work with. And I would suggest doing that with yourself first, so that you have a body of experience that you can apply to others. Everything that we do that helps ourselves is a magnet to draw others to us seeking the same type of help. And so we look at ourselves as maybe 2 or 3 steps further along the path so that we can turn around and help others who also want to join us on that path. Don't chase the ones who are not interested. You are wasting your time, okay? Don't do it. All right. And here's the interesting thing. I was shown the gulf between those who want to move forward and those who want to move backward getting wider and wider and wider. Choices are becoming so clear now. It's so easy to see. Think about it. All you have to do is look at Hollywood. Look at the movies and the TV shows and the productions that are coming out. Lots of sequels, lots of remakes, lots of drawing from old movies and shows and bringing them into the future, into the now, right? Creating movies and shows that will draw people back to a time in the past. Lots of nostalgia out there now. Lots of opportunities to go swimming in the past pool, to get connected, to get emotional, to long for something that no longer exists. That doesn't mean that we don't want things to improve and that we don't want to bring the great things from the past into the future. We do, but we need to do it in a new way. We need to do it with our eyes open, and we need to be aware of exactly what we're bringing forward. And we can do that. But there's going to be a great draw to go back and to come back into old patterns and to go back into old paradigms and to go back into old control systems under the disguise of safety and security. And so it is up to us to recognize those patterns, to recognize that gulf, and to choose which way we want to go. Now, I'm not saying don't go see a movie or don't watch a sequel. What I'm saying is don't let yourself be pulled under emotionally into a frequency of longing for the past. Longing for the past is not going to create the future that we want. I can tell you that because, as it has been said many, many times, you can never go home. You can go forward. And so I'm going to just bring that to our attention because there will be two directions that are going to be made very clear to everybody. And we can all consciously choose which of those directions we wish to go. And so you're going to see lots of changes coming up, lots of activity. For those who are absolutely convinced that nothing has happened and nothing will ever change, guess what? They're not going to see anything. They won't see any change. They won't see anything happening because nothing in the universe will override a free will. And if someone chooses to use their free will to dig in their heels and solidify a rigid belief system, then the universe will comply and give them exactly what that is. And so we want to be fluid. We want to be flexible. And most of all, everybody, we want to have some fun. If you can't laugh at yourself, if you can't find something enjoyable or humorous or uplifting in your life, then stop everything that you're doing and go look for it. Because humor is the best medicine that we have right now. Now is not the time to take ourselves so seriously. Now is the time to be lighthearted, to enjoy life, and to enjoy and love everybody in it, because they are all here to help us learn, grow, release, love, and expand. All right. So I hope that's a little lighter than last week's message, and I hope that you all have a fantastic week. Until I see you next time, I wish you many blessings.